The call came in like any other. Calm, measured, almost boring. The dispatcher barely looked up at first. A steady voice on the line. Clear, controlled, no screaming, no panic. Just a man saying there had been an incident. He gave his address slowly, too slowly. The house sat at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac, surrounded by trimmed lawns and darkened windows, the kind of neighborhood where nothing ever seemed to happen, where neighbors waved politely and locked their doors out of habit, not fear. The caller said someone was hurt. Not badly. At least that's how it sounded. He explained that there had been an argument, that things had gotten out of hand. His breathing was even, almost rehearsed. The dispatcher asked the standard questions. Is anyone injured? Is anyone in danger right now? The answers came quickly. No, I don't think so. But something felt off. The dispatcher noticed it then. A pause between words. A faint sound in the background. Not crying, not shouting. Just a dull rhythmic noise, like something being moved. Police were sent anyway. Routine response. 2 officers arrived within minutes. The house looked normal from the outside. Lights on, curtains drawn. No signs of a struggle. The front door was already open. That was unusual. They announced themselves. No response. Inside, the air felt wrong, heavy, still. Furniture was out of place. A chair tipped over. A lamp shattered near the hallway. But no blood, not yet. They followed the sound. Down the hallway. Past a closed bedroom door. And then they saw it. The caller was standing in the kitchen, phone still in his hand. He looked calm. Too calm. Behind him, partially hidden by the counter, was a body on the floor. A woman. Unmoving. That was when the call stopped sounding normal. Paramedics confirmed what the officers already knew. She had been dead for hours. The timeline didn't make sense. The caller claimed the argument had happened moments before he dialed on, but rigor had already begun to set in. The body was cold to the touch. Detectives took over. They replayed the call again and again. At first, it sounded ordinary. Then they noticed the details. The way he never used her name. The way he avoided answering direct questions. The background noise, now identified as a washing machine. It had been running the entire call. Why start laundry during an emergency? Neighbors were interviewed. One reported hearing raised voices earlier that evening. Another remembered seeing the caller pacing in his driveway. Hours before police arrived, phone pressed to his ear, talking to no one. Security footage from a nearby house revealed something else. The caller had left the home once that night. Returned later. Then waited, only calling 911 after carefully staging the scene. The argument wasn't sudden. It was the end of something building for months. Hidden messages were found on his phone. Deleted searches. Questions about time of death. The calm voice on the call wasn't shock. It was control. The dispatcher later said the moment that haunted her most was a single breath near the end of the call. Not shaky, not scared, relieved. In court, the recording was played in full. The room stayed silent. Everyone listening heard it now. What once sounded normal was something else entirely. A performance. A man trying to sound like someone he wasn't. The house was sold soon after. Lights still turn on at night. The street remains quiet, but the call lives on. A reminder that danger doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it speaks calmly, clearly, and by the time it stops sounding normal, it's already too late.